3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Razor from RazorTube coming at you today with a new Rust Console Edition video. And today's topic is going to be the new bunker meta base design for 2021. And it'll even carry on to 2022 as well, into the new year. And this is for Rust Console Edition, solos, duos, trios. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can fortify your base in any base design that you choose. You don't have to even use any of mine in general when it comes to getting rated. So what we're going to do is show you ways to fortify doorways, how to make new bunkers, and they're pretty easy, and you can add them to any base design. And that's for the Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and all the OG consoles out there. So I've done a few videos on base designs myself, and I can tell you this much. Once that base design video gets out there and it gets, thousands of views, or people watch you for a living, it gets kind of daunting when you're trying to build a base, because everybody knows what kind of base you typically make, right? So this is my video for the solo, duos, and trios out there, especially when you got to deal with Zergs and how to fortify your face better in the Rust Console Edition. So all right, so I'm typically known for making stability bunkers, and as of late, I've actually been exploring and getting out of my old habits by making new bunker doorways, how to just implement new ways in building for a solo, duo, and trio, and even for a team. That way, if we do get offline rated, we know that at least it'll be a lot of money they're going to be spending when they get in, between rockets and C4. So here's the deal, because I don't want to get too carried away. When you make a bunker base in general, okay, it's to basically put down a, triangle foundation and then a raised triangle foundation on the right and left of it, right? We would harden it. You guys know how to do it, okay? I don't got to teach you that. But what if you could implement a way or make this type of stability bunker better, right, in the Rust Console Edition? Now, this is going to be based off of what I already know in building and off of the new building blocks that we just got, because we got a slew of them with the Devastation Unleashed. So we got, spiral staircases in the square formation, triangle formation. We got the roof triangles. We got the ramps. We got a new set of stairs that got a rework, and we even got the floor triangle frame. So I don't want to get into that. If you want to check out Devastation Unleashed and what the DLC is made of, you can go to the 11 Rust Console Edition website, and it tells you exactly what Devastation Unleashed is. Anyways, getting back to the point. All right, so we're going to start with the normal stability bunker, and I'm going to show you a way to implement something to make it a better build. Now, here we have a typical stability bunker. And remember, anything I show you can definitely be used in a different type of base. You can pick the base, but you can implement any of these changes I leave for you in this video to fortify it. Okay, here's your stability bunker, right? You got your triangle foundation with two raised triangle foundations next to it, and then you have your half wall, and all you do to seal it is put a twig half wall and a triangle ceiling, right? And then you harden this ceiling to whatever material you make the front of your stability bunker, okay? Well, what if you could make this design better? What if you could add one simple thing to this bunker entrance that would deter raiders from getting to your loot? Okay, I'll show you. Now, with this new update, which is pretty awesome, we got, and this is for beginning of the wipe and the end of the wipe game, so solos, pay attention. All right, so what if you could take a set of stairs and block your doorway, right? So just like this, okay? It's pretty awesome. So what I've done here to make this bunker base more defendable or fortified is I've put a window frame here. I've made it stone. I put a reinforced glass window, which you do not need, by the way. This is no BP, right? You don't need a BP for this, so you can take the window out of the equation. And I've put a triangle airlock on the front. So you just lay down a triangle foundation and two doorways, right? You got your sheet metal doors. And I have a stairway here. What does this stairway do? It blocks anybody from trying to raid your base in general. So you have an airlock, you get in, somebody tries to go deep, they run into this. And what this is, and it's super cheap. I've made the set of stairs, okay? High quality armor. Now, in order to get in and out of the base, all you do is take the square stairways, the spiral ones, add it to the top, and then boom, you can get in the base. What's cool about this design is, though, is if you do have the reinforced glass lantern and the wooden shutters, here's what you can do. You can use this design to not only scale up to your bunker entrance, right, and drop into your base, but you can also just use it in general for movement. You just crouch jump, you go through, and boom, look at that. Once you break it and you're on the other side towards the bunker, stability bunker entrance, you demo the top or you shoot it out, and the conditional stairway basically blocks the window frame here. And I'll show you a really simple way to build it in a second. I just wanted to kind of explain what's going on here. Now, what does this prevent? Now, what do you want to make raiders do? When they go deep or they blow up your sheet metal doors, you want them to have to hard wall raid you. What I mean by that is they have to take a piece of C4 and throw it on your wall in order to get through to the next side. This stairway invention here with the conditional stairways, what happens is they can't get through this window frame at all. So they have to either blow up the stairway or blow up the wall. Now, there's ways to make it even harder. I'll show you that in a little bit. You can put this on any base design. All it costs you is one foundation and one set of stairs, and boom. Now, here is the caveat with this. This stairway has to be under a 1.5 wall high height. So in order for this to work, for me to get this to attach to the top, your wall has to be 1.5 high. Now, that is the only thing that you have to do that's a must out of the whole design, okay? So let me show you different ways to implement this. Now, we've seen this way where we got a bunker base right here. We can seal up our bunker and then seal up our front doors, right? So nobody can get through. So it's pretty smooth sailing from there. Here, let me just show you how to build this real quick. Hopefully I can demo this. Can't get that guy, but I can get this guy. All right. So I'm going to show you how to build this little fortification onto your base, just like I did there. And you can take this and put it on your new base. All right, so we're going to just go one out here. We're going to make this metal. And we're just going to say we're going to put a triangle as our airlock in the front. Okay, so we need, jeez. Now what this is going to do is the same thing. I don't need that. All right, so we got this, right? We have our traditional airlock with our two sheet metal doors here, right? Single sheet metal doors for beginner game. And we have our window frame. Now, in order to block that, all you're gonna do is literally take a spiral staircase, right? Spin it a couple times. And you want that railing part to block the window. And it works just like that. It's as simple as it looks. And what you do to the stairs is you make it whatever material you can afford in the beginning of the game. Typically, when it's wipe day, it's stone. If you can make it metal off the rip, that's perfect because everything else would be stone in your base. And boom, you have a bunker that's functional right off the rip. Okay? And let me tell you, it's hard to raid because not a lot of people have satchels in the beginning of wipe day. So guess what? They have to either hard wall breach you or they have to blow up the stairs in order to get to the next portion of your base, which would be here. Now you can put a doorway here, you can put a double doorway frame. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? Now to reinforce it even more, you can put a reinforced window, and I'll show you on this one. You can put this window in. Well, first I gotta... conditional stairway in, put my window, and this is probably when you get mid wipe, right? And you can even add shutters. Now, let me tell you why you can add shutters as well. The shutters disguise what's behind here. So once you pop this and you get offline for the night, you can't really see what's going on here. You could try, but you won't know. So any raider will be like, what the heck's going on here? So once they blow the reinforced glass and they try to go through and they open the shutters and notice that there's a stairway there, they're forced to think of a different way to raid you. Now, whenever you do this method, what I would suggest is obviously having, you know, metal ceilings, or if you can afford it. But you want to prevent top-down raiding. Okay? So that's what it would look like in the end. Anyways, so that's only one way out of many. So I've showed you how to do the doorway. Now I'm going to show you how to do like a loot room. Okay, so here's a loot room. Say you have a base and you have reinforced glass just with the square staircase here. You got walls that are 1.5 high in front of the loot room. Now the loot room can only be 1 wall high, but this has to be 1.5. And you have your boxes that are on the shelves. And typically what would happen is, to get in, you would take the glass off, open this, and go ahead and look up, add that, and you can get to your loot. Okay, so same concept as the doorway, but this time you're putting it into a loot room to fortify your loot room. Now you can put your best loot in here, and you could even have your TC loot in here, because if you've watched Rust building videos enough, you know that you could put a triangle rooftop here and then the TC in the corner, and this could be your TC room, fortified as all hell, and it would be super hard to raid, and you're forcing raiders to do the top-down raid. It only costs, once you've got the staircase, whatever material you want, like armor, metal, or stone, it only costs 50 wood each time to open it up. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. I think this is a super smart way to do things. I think it's an efficient way to do things, and it fortifies your base to the best of your ability, right? Especially, sorry, I know that's loud, especially when it's the beginning of the game. So that's how you would do this type of loot room. You would just do 2 square foundations and the stair squares in front of it with the reinforced window. Boom, you got it. And I'm going to sit back for a minute and let you guys look at what this looks like. That way you can get an idea of how to build it. So remember, when you use the staircase, it only takes up 1 foundation unit. So let's go to another design. Okay, so here I have another concept for a loot room. In this case, I used a triangle staircase in order to block a single sheet metal door. Okay, so this you can open, you can close. So the good thing about these designs is, since they block raiders from coming in or people from going deep, you could literally spawn on a bag behind here if they got you out front, and if they're in the doorway, you can open it up, shoot them, and they cannot get in. They cannot get in at all. It stops them from moving. Now, here's how this works. Okay, obviously for the stairs, you always need a 1.5 high wall, and then I have my loot room. So let's just say, for example, instead of a loot room, this is the front of my base, where this light is here. When you're looking at this, it looks kind of janky, right? But here's the deal. What I've done is taken a square foundation, put a ramp leading up into the door. I put a sheet metal door down, and then I put 2 triangles behind it, okay? And what these triangles do is it enables me to move through the base. Now, when I do this, that conditional stairway opens up that door to where I can jump out like this. Now, if somebody raids you and they throw C4 or something on your sheet metal door, it blows up. This up here inherently blows up too because it's twig, right? Blocks the doorway. If it doesn't block the doorway, you might be in a little bit of trouble. But if the splash damage from like a rocket or something pops that twig, you have a blocked entrance that they have to now hardwall raid you and spend more money. Now, this one's a little bit harder to do, but you can obviously open up the bunker just like this. And this is a brand new way to implement bunkers into the Rust Console Edition. This is what it looks like. So you have your typical triangle airlock that would be in front of your base, so you can move in and out of the base. And once you go in here, you can actually store small boxes and barbecues on the left and right hand side of this ramp, open it up, and then move through the base. Okay? All it literally is a square foundation and 2 triangle foundations, and boom. You literally put a wall in between them and you can make this bunker. So at the end of the video, I'll show you how to make these all off the rip. That way you guys know exactly how it works. But I'm going to sit back and let you kind of take some Rust Console notes. That way you know what it looks like. Now, on the left where the light is, that's to simulate like a type of loot room. But the cool thing about it is it could be a loot room or it could just be another airlock. However you want to do this, you can. You could put one of those window frame like square stairs bunkers there as well. As long as it's 1.5 high, you're good. But in this case, I'm just showing you how it works for loot rooms and how much you can fortify it. And look at this. You can even add your garage door to make it even more of a pain in the butt for them to raid you. I don't think I can. There we go. Jeez. Then the raiders have even more to go through. Now, this is like a new meta, right? I mean, we can do so much with the new building blocks, and not a lot of people know that. So here, I'm going to let you take a look at this again one more time so you know what's going on. From left to right, on the left, you have a loot room. Right in the middle, where those conditional stairways are, you have 2 triangle foundations, and the walls are 1.5 high. On the right-hand side of that, you have a ramp leading up into your door. And then on the very far right, you have your typical standard airlock that's a triangle foundation with 2 sheet metal doors. So that's another way to do it. All right, so let's move on to the next piece because I think this is important. And I will show you how to do these bunkers at the end of the video, so stay with me. All right, so say you're new to Rust Console Edition and you need to know how to build a 2x2 and you're really worried on what base design you want to use. You're a solo, duo, or trio, right? This new 2x2 design will enable you to have a roof bunker, okay, to where raiders have to essentially hardwall raid you in general or do a top-down raid. So let's just say you're new to Rust, but you have your metal ceilings, right? You got a 2x2, but you don't know how to do with it. Well, all this is at the bottom. So this is your standard 2x2. And at the bottom, I have a low foundation surrounded by 3 raised square foundations, right? So what happens is this is kind of like a drop chute into your base. So how you would implement a roof bunker is on the lower square foundation, you put, and this is looking out of it, right? So you got an L here. On the right-hand side at the bottom, you put 1/2 wall. To the left, you put a full wall. On top of the right half wall, you put a full wall, and on top of the full wall on the left, you put a half wall. What does this do? Well, what this does is it enables me as a player to take a floor frame and put it here. Okay, that half wall, on that half wall on the right, it enables me to put that floor frame and hang it on there. Now what you can do with this is just take your normal rooftop and put it on the end. And what that makes is a nice hardened bunker in a 2x2. And this is a roof bunker, okay? This is a new one that you can do. So this one's pretty hard to raid because you can see here, what I could do is put a garage door. Now later in another video, I'll give you like costs and what it takes to raid these things. But let's just say in order to enter your base, you wanted to take something and let's just get some stairs going here. Jeez. And then it doesn't snap. Pretty cool. Get it. All right. So back to what I was saying. In order to get into this type of base, you need to drop down and into here. The problem is that they have to hardwall raid you. So if it's the beginning of the game and they just got satchels, they got to either go through this stone wall to get to your TC, and your TC doesn't even have to be here. It could be where the stairs are. Or they have to blow through this roof in order to even gain access to your base. I think it's pretty cool. I think you can implement a lot of things into your base by doing this. And this is just by adding one lowered foundation, right, with a floor frame. And you could do this with a triangle too. So it's pretty cheap. And then what you would do to get out of your base is just pop this. You could literally put like a floor here, or you could make your own jump up on a twig and then break it behind you because you got a half wall at the top, and just boom, get out of your base. And then when you get out of your base, you can look back, you can demo it, you're good to go. Cool thing about this type of base design is you know where the raiders will be. If they blow through the roof and your TC, let's just say your TC's here and not here. I would suggest it being in this square here. If they blow through the roof, they drop down into this pit. Now they have a garage door blocking them. What you could do is put a shotgun trap here, open the door, and let it rip, baby. They can't go anywhere. They're stuck in a square. They need a ladder to get out. So I think that's a pretty cool design. Hopefully you guys will use it in the future. I'll sit back and let you guys look at it for a minute. That way you know. So let me get a better view. So this is just a normal 2x2. This is implementing a new roof bunker onto it. That's what it looks like. It's literally just 4 square foundations, and you can reinforce it and fortify it like I taught you. I think it's pretty unique. I think it's hard to raid in the beginning of a game, especially when it's a new wipe, especially weekly guys, and this helps solos and duos get to where they gotta be. Like I said, this video isn't to show you how to build a base, it's how to show you how to fortify it. All right, so solos, the best bunker base design I could give you off the rip is going to be next. This is super important. I use this on different servers when I'm playing by myself, but all it is a window frame. Whoa, there we go. Jeez. All it is one window frame and one square or triangle foundation, and it's full walls all the way up as high as you want to go. Now you could put a doorway up here at the top if you want, or if you want to make it really hard for a raider to drop down, you can make that a full wall where that frame is, and you could drop down 2 floors in order to get to your main loot room. It's a pain in the butt for raiders once they try to get in. It's crazy. So what do we do? And this is a new type of bunker. It's not your typical stability bunker where you have a triangle foundation and 2 raised ones on the right and left of it. This is just one triangle foundation. Now, in order to make this work, here we have 2 half walls outside of the window frame. All right. What this enables me to do is clip a square ceiling tile to it. And then inside of our triangle chute we've made, I could put and connect a triangle floor frame. I get rid of the square ceiling, right? And then if I get right next to the left side of this window frame, and I use a roof triangle, and this is a roof bunker, rooftop bunker. So if I jump just a little bit, I now have blocked the way to get into my base. Now, for all intents and purposes, I would make your double doorway frame here, but this is just to show you an example that once I use a full wall up top, if I can get to it, I could snap one right at here. I'll show you. I could snap one right here, right? And let's just say, for all intents and purposes, this guy's stone. I can fortify my base and make that metal. So when I drop down into my base, or a raider tries to drop down into my base, boom, we got it. They can't get in at all. We have the hard side of the window frame facing out. We could put a reinforced glass window here for even more protection. And then we could even put shutters here as well. That disguises what's on the other side. So you could have a turret, shotgun trap, whatever you want. Now, here's the kicker. What you could do, if you really want to like reinforce something like this, is you could put one of those conditional stairways in and literally put it spun right in front of the window. We have a double fortified bunker that nobody can get into. Now the cool thing about this is that this blocks the way, but now you're taking the ability away to make the chute of the bunker seal up with a triangle, whatchamacallit, floor frame. Jeez, I stroked out. But you can see where this is useful to any like solo or duo. I mean, it's completely fortified. You have this in place, and it's pretty awesome. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this window out and these shutters, and I'm going to bust this. But I want you to see from afar exactly what you're dealing with. So if you look here, this is exactly how to build it. And that's it. You got one triangle foundation on the right. You have a window frame right here in the middle. You have two half walls on the left and one square foundation that's empty in the middle here. So those floor frames you can add your ceiling to, and then you add your triangle floor frame there, and boom, you got a bunker. Now I'll show you guys more videos on this later in the future, but I just want you to know, for solos, duos, and trios, that's a good bunker, and it's cheap right off the beginning of any way. Okay. All right. So, and I know this video is a little long, but I gotta show you all this new stuff only because I hear so many people getting raided, and they need new ways to fortify their base. And remember, any of these that I've showed you, you can implement onto any type of base design. Okay, now here, this works just like the triangle rooftop bunker over there, but it's square. So what I did here is I kind of made this like a lower opening, so if somebody does raid you and drop down, well, typically when they drop down, they're not crouching, right? They're standing up. So if you know somebody's raiding you, to defend your base, you can look inside the bottom here, shoot them right when they fall, or you can put a shotgun trap here just for, you know, more protection. All this is two half walls on the left, and this is well, I use two half walls here, but you could use a full wall. You could put a half wall at the bottom at this line right here, put a full wall on top of it, and then boom, make a chute out of this. So what this does is you take a square ceiling tile and then a square floor frame, and then what you could do here is put in a regular roof. When you put the regular roof, this literally acts as a type of bunker that you can seal from the bottom like this, say night night, and go ahead and get offline. Now, the only thing that I was not able to test so far, and I'll have to go on official servers for this, is if you could soft side this sticking out, this piece. I don't think you can, but if you can, they still got to blow through it anyways, and it's metal, right? So to gain access to this bunker, you'd have to come in through the top, fall down, and either murk yourself because you got a door up there, and then spawn at the bottom and bust this, and you got access, or you just put a bag inside of your base and then spawn in on that and, you know, bust in when you log on. But those are just some of the ways that literally you can implement these new changes and building blocks to your bases. And I know this video is a little long, but I really wanted to show you guys what you can do in the Rust Console Edition now. And there's going to be more designs built by me in the future with these in it. So I hope you liked the video. Thank you for stopping by. These are all different designs you can build, and if you want to know more about bunker bases, you can always hit me up in our Discord in the description below. Also, if you know of a bunker that I didn't show you with the new building blocks, feel free to share it with me in Discord. If you want me to showcase it on a video, I can go ahead and showcase it to you. If you do have a capture card and you don't stream or anything, but you want to get your idea out there, I strongly suggest that you either put it in the Rust Clips portion inside of the Rust Console Edition Discord, or you can send it to me and I'll give you a shout out and show your work and your base designs to people if you want them to see it. That's it from me. I hope you liked the video. I hope you like some of these fortifications that I've implemented for bunker bases and doorways. All right, so I know I said I was going to show you in another video how to build these designs, but I'm going to go ahead and burn through them real quick and then show you exactly how they're done. That way you can implement it in your base. Now, this is just going to be me building the bunkers and all the fortifications in one shot. So I know this video is a little long, but if you want to know the builds, perfectly fine. All right, so we're going to start with a 2x2, and it's this design here. It's a roof bunker design, 2x2, and we're going to do it right over here. So all you start with is some three raised triangle or square foundations, geez, and then one lower one. Now what you do from here is you just harden all the foundations. And on the lower foundation here, you're going to put one half wall on the right, one full wall in the front, another full wall on top of the half, and then another half wall on top of the full. Then you'll put a full wall on the left, and then you'll make hard side facing the chute, and then you'll go ahead and make these all one material. It could be stone, metal, wood, whatever. All right, so now once you got this, what you'll be able to do is put down a floor frame. Just like that. Once you have that, you go ahead and put your roof here, and you got yourself a hardened bunker. Now obviously this is a 2x2, so you can make the entrance and the layout of it however you want. Obviously, if you have walls like this all the way around, you'll be able to do whatever you want with it. Okay, so just remember, on official servers you can pop it just like that and you're good. All right, so let's move on to the next design, which is going to be the triangle roof bunker here with the window frame. So in order to get this bad boy to work, what you do is just you can lay a square foundation. You can attach it to a 2x2. So let's just say we have a 2x2 and we go and we put one triangle foundation. Right now what this will be is whatever material you want. Okay, I'm gonna make it all this metal for now so you get an idea. And then what you'll do is put full walls on the left and right of the triangle foundation, and then two more full walls on top of that, and then one window frame in the front. All right, so you're gonna make these metal or whatever material you have the most of to fortify your base. And then what'll happen is you need one square foundation behind it. Okay, so what you'll do is put, and you got the window frame to your right, you're going to put one half wall on the left and then another half wall on top of that. Go ahead and make that metal. Once you have this done, what you're going to be doing is putting to close the bunker, a square ceiling Then you'll switch over to the triangle floor frame. You got that inside the bunker chute. Break that. Now remember, you're gonna have something along the lines of another full wall on top of the window frame, so which it'll be here, but I'm just using this as an example. Go to the left of the triangle floor frame. Go ahead and get yourself a triangle roof. Jump. Once it turns blue, then it seals the bunker and you can make the roof whatever material you want. Now in order to exit the bunker, you go ahead and bust it. And that's it. Now obviously the layout of the 2x2 or whatever base you add this onto is up to you, and you can add reinforced glass there with shutters on the inside such as this to disguise what's going on. Okay? Alright, so let's go and we'll show you the new and improved triangle foundation bunker, or stair bunker, however you want to do it. And how this works is it's a little tricky. So you have two triangle foundations at the bottom that the triangle spiral stairs stick to, right? Blocking essentially a sheet metal door. So what this is you take another triangle foundation, right? You got one next to another, one on the left, one on the right at the same level. Then you put one square foundation in front of it, and then you would typically have your standard airlock here. Now, in order to get this to work properly, what I like to do is put down the ramp first. So let me get it to snap. Holy crap. And you want the big part of the ramp facing the inside of your base. And then what you'll do now is put a single doorway. You'll make the ramp metal or something, whatever you have available material wise. And this would essentially be the front part of your base. Is you have a ramp leading into a doorway. Now we need something to block this doorway to get this to work. And that's the triangle stairs. So the first two triangle foundations you started with, you take on the very left, go one wall high, then half wall. So essentially this airlock will be 1.5 walls high. I don't want to get ahead of myself. And what you would do is take the triangle stairs and they would snap right in the middle. Now, how you want it to snap is you want the railing to go in front of the door. Then you're going to go ahead and harden this to metal or whatever you got available. And in order to traverse in and out of said bunker, you need to take the triangle spiral stairs. It only costs you 50 wood, and then it opens to where you can jump out. Now when you leave the bunker, you can break it, or when you enter the bunker, you can snap it back on, and you can put a door there as well. So it works either way. And once the door gets popped, it doesn't matter because you can put the door right back on. All right, so next we're going to do the square foundation with the square stairs. Okay, so let me go ahead and find some room for that. And this is how you would put your airlock to your base. Put down a square foundation. Go ahead and make it whatever material you want. Then you go ahead and put a triangle foundation as your airlock. Now this is what it would look like to you in game on official servers. You'd have a triangle with two single sheet metal doors. And then you put your window frame right here. Make that whatever material you got. Now, once you have that, and remember, you don't need the BP for reinforced glass for this at all, okay? In any of my designs, you do not need the BP. Once you have this down, what you're going to be doing is, let's get a side view of it, is since you got your airlock at the front of your base and then the window frame, you're going to go ahead and take some square spiral stairs. You want to rotate it to where the railing blocks the window, and then make it, harden it with some metal or whatever you have available, like I said before. Once you have this, in order to get out of the bunker, let's just say we were entering here through like a, let's try single door. In order to get out, what we would do is go ahead and take the square stairs, attach them to the top. Remember that these walls on the sides of this type of bunker have to be 1.5 high. Let me get it to snap. Always, this entire foundation that these stairs sit on have to be 1.5 high. Now, say I'm coming out of my base, like I said before, I'd put the square stairs on top made out of wood, and I could jump out the window. Once I get out the window, I can go ahead and break that. So if I go out of the airlock and somebody's door camping me, you can't go in at all, okay? All right, so also, with that being said, that's the square stairs in front of a window frame. So I showed you the triangle stairs and square stairs in front of the window frame and the single sheet metal door. What you can do is you can take the design that I just built, put an airlock, and put a window there, square stairs, and then you could have the entrance to your stability bunker right here. All right, so I showed you that. Now, last but not least is the square configuration on how to make a square chute for a bunker. This one's really easy. Let's go show you that real quick. Now, how you would make this is you could put a square foundation anywhere on your base, anywhere. What you're going to do is take a half wall, put it in the front of the square foundation, and then you harden it. Okay? Now, once you got this done, all you got to do is take some full walls on the right and left and on top of the half. And then take some half walls on the right and the left, and you have your drop down. Okay? You can go ahead and harden this however you want. And then, in order to get this bunker to work, you would go ahead and take a half wall in front, full wall on top, bust out the half, harden the full, and then what you're going to be doing in order to get this bunker to work is take a square floor frame, put it in, and then go to your roof. Let's see if this bad boy works. Oh, it's not snapping. I like that. Oh, line of sight. Come on, baby. Snap. There it goes. Boom. Then you got your bunker. Now, you could do this differently, like I showed you before with the half walls, but that are right here. But in this case, I used a half wall implemented into the design itself. That way, when I pop this, I can always get in. So there you go. And that is how you make all the designs. All right, thanks for stopping by. I just wanted to show you because I know I said I did it in a different video, but hey, if you guys are new to the channel, drop a sub and like, and I'll see you next video.